Hey guys, what's going on? Back again with another video. And first of all, I just want to apologize for my voice because as you can see in the bottom right, it's 10 o'clock in the morning. It's the first thing I'm recording today, and I'm on my first cup of coffee. Because last night at about 9:20 p.m., Kevin Drew broke the news that he's the new, or hinted that he's the new director of zombies for Treyarch and I guess the upcoming games, maybe Black Ops 6. And I was gonna record something about it last night, but as you can tell, like I said, it was 9 o'clock at night. I was in the middle of playing some Apex Legends. Really loving Apex Legends. It's kind of an easier, more laid back FPS versus like Call of Duty, where you have to really get really sweaty to play. But so it kind of happened last night. I think I was either doing that or watching TV. I don't even remember. I think I might have been on the couch watching TV, but everything is a blur, and I'm a little bit tired still. So it's really great news again that Kevin Drew. Which the ironic part is, I always thought he already was the director of Zombies, but it's good that he got the job and he's officially a director of Zombies. For the future and stuff like that. So again, I just wrote, "Oh wow, congrats!" Because that was my original reaction. I was like, "Oh wow!" Like, not necessarily that he was, director of Zombies, but just kind of like it's been a rough couple of weeks to hear some like good positive news or something related to zombies. In recent days, it was really nice to kind of see something like that. Because you go on Twitter, you go on whatever Google or even Facebook, it's just really, really bad news going on around the world, the stock market and stuff like that, and what's going on in Europe um, with Russia and Ukraine. It's just bad all the way around. And to kind of see something different on Twitter was really nice. It was a nice change. So I was like generally surprised. I'm like, oh wow, like interesting news. Like again, not necessarily that he was director of Zombies, because I kind of always thought that he was. I don't know what happened to Corky Lemoncall. Really haven't heard from him in a while. Kind of thought that maybe he. I mean, this is just an assumption that he probably went to Deviation Games, because I don't see him come across Twitter or anything Treyarch related. So I was kind of thinking, like, I think he was really good friends with um with Jason Blundell and stuff like that. So I'm like wondering if he went to um went to Deviation Games, or if he's just maybe doing campaign or multiplayer or something like that. Just haven't heard from him, because if I remember correctly, he started Cold War, I think, being the director of Zombies, or hinting that he was director of Zombies, and then it looked like it switched over to Kevin Drew and maybe Mark Mastis and stuff like that. So what I do want to talk about, I know that was kind of a mouthful and it kind of went off track, but what I wanted to talk about was I think it's going to be the first time in a long time, in probably like 10 years, that we have a director of Zombies on Twitter, on social media. With that being said, he's going to have his work cut out for him, because it's no secret, and I don't want to turn the other cheek, and I don't want to bury it, but um, it's no secret how toxic, like I've mentioned, and negative and hateful the big channels are. I see a lot of them. I'm not gonna point out names and mention any of them, or even give them the intention that they crave, but a lot of them did congratulate him, which I said this is the cycle of Treyarch devs. They want a new director. They love him in the beginning. They're all congratulating. I'm not gonna point out who, but some of you might know who the negative, toxic ones are. So a lot of them congratulated him. A lot of fans and stuff like that congratulated him. But this is the cycle. We're in the beginning of a new cycle. Um, to kind of keep it in the zombie lore. Everybody loves him in the beginning. They're all congratulating him. And like I said, probably 6 months ago, I made a video, and I'll probably link it at the end of this, maybe even in the description. But I said this is going to happen. They all, for the last decade almost, starting with Jimmy Zielinski, they loved him in Black Ops 1. They They wanted him fired in Black Ops 2. Jason Blundell is the best. We need a new director. Jason should be the director. They love Jason. Jason's the best. All his maps are the best. Zombie Chronicles is the best. We love him. Then Black Ops 4 happened, and then they all want him fired. Jason needs to be fired. We need a new director. They should bring back Jimmy, and that's the cycle too. They love the director, then they hate him, then they want the old one back. So this, I don't know. We kind of were flip flopping through a cycle, maybe because of COVID, because we hit a point last year that they wanted Jason back. We need Jason. Where's Jason? Jason should come back to Treyarch. They should hire him back. So now we're at the point again in the cycle where we have Kevin Drew officially as the new director. So like I said, he's gonna have his work cut out for him. Probably more on social media than anything. I know it happened in the multiplayer community with Tony Flame. They all love Tony. Then Cold War happened, and they hate him. They want a new director of multiplayer, I guess I'll call it. So it's going to be very interesting. And again, I don't want to sweep it under the rug. I don't want to kind of hide it, because I don't think any of the executives from Call of Duty or Treyarch are ever going to see this. I don't even think the zombie devs are ever going to see this. But the zombie community needs to know that a lot of the big channels are super duper negative, hateful, toxic. We all know that. I said they're at this point need to be separated out of the zombies community. They're more like news channels, and again, that's something that I want to point out, and I've mentioned it before, is the fact that these are news channels, and the unfortunate truth, it's great news for Kevin Drew, but the unfortunate truth is kids these days, and I'm talking about from probably the age of like 15 to maybe 30, kids these days in their early 20s, they don't take traditional jobs anymore. Everybody on, MSN, investment, everybody on every news channel, CNN, Fox, NBC, MSN, Yahoo. These kids aren't taking traditional jobs. People just want to work from the comfort of their home, put on a camera, have a computer setup, a streaming setup, and stream from home and make probably more money than you would make taking a traditional job, maybe at like McDonald's, Burger King, Walmart, Target, stuff like that. Those low-level jobs that pay like really minimum wage or slightly above minimum wage, and you have to deal with managers that don't know what they're doing. You have to deal with co-workers that steal your stuff. They don't know what they're doing. They don't show up for work. They call out. All these kids that you see on here don't have traditional jobs. I guarantee you every single person that made a comment, including myself, has a YouTube channel, has a streaming channel, has a Twitch channel. The unfortunate truth is, with all that being said, and this is kind of like I said, this is more for the zombies community. I think the devs already know it. Once Black Ops 6 hits, every of these people that are congratulating, every single one, I guarantee you, or maybe 95% of them, are going to make a hate video about why Black Ops 6 Zombies is the worst. We need Jason Blundell back, and that's the thing. It's just, now they're all going to, including myself, I'm not counting myself out, they're all going to make a Kevin Drew is the new director video, cash in on that. They're going to make 5 Kevin Drew, what I want for, Black Ops 6 from Kevin Drew, titled videos, clickbait videos. Kevin Drew promises Transit's coming. Kevin Drew promises Zombie Chronicles 2 is coming. They make maybe like 10 clickbait videos about Kevin Drew being the new director. They cash in on those 10 videos. Then a couple months from now, they're going to start with their hate videos again. They're going to make hate videos that, why haven't we seen Zombie Chronicles 2? Kevin Drew's the worst. Why hasn't he given us Zombie Chronicles 2? And I mentioned also a couple months ago that one map itself takes about 6 months to make. You have to also factor in that you need a team, a huge team, if you want a Zombie Chronicles. to make 8 maps or 6 maps all at once is virtually impossible with the staff they have right now, with what's going on in the world. It's going to take forever for them to perfect one map, and they're not going to waste their resources when those resources need to go into again, the main game. It's all hands on deck for Modern Warfare. They're not just working on zombies anymore. They have to work on multiplayer. They have to help out with campaign. Um, Vanguard still needs to be finished. Still needs a DLC season. Modern Warfare is probably or should get some type of zombies, even if it's just like 1 or 2 zombies on launch, maybe to kind of keep the fans, interest in Modern Warfare, to kind of get more people buying it. There's got to be a third mode other than Spec Ops and Battle Royale and multiplayer and stuff like that. There's got to be some type of zombies in there because, like I said, the unfortunate truth is, and why I mentioned what I mentioned before, is these hateful channels are just spreading hate because that's the only way they know how to generate money, because people are loving Vanguard. Um, Treyarch is promoting it, Call of Duty is promoting it. A lot of new streamers are popping up because of Vanguard Zombies. It's challenging. It's kind of old school where you kind of just get your guns and just kill zombies. Just go around and kill zombies. Endless rounds of zombies. It gets harder. It gets harder quicker. That's why a lot of these big channels, are spreading hate videos, because they don't want to admit that this is hard zombies. It's not easy. Black Ops 3, you shoot a zombie with 1 bullet and they're dead. You can pack a punch your weapon 2 or 3 times. Get elemental effects on your guns. Gobblegums. Zombies are easy. The Easter eggs are easy. And there's probably glitches and stuff like that. And especially Black Ops 3 now, there's probably mod menus, because in multiplayer, in Black Ops 3, there's people modding in multiplayer maps and stuff like that. So there's a lot to go over. Again, there's going to be a cycle, and right now we're in a let's pump out 10 videos of Kevin Drew being the new director of Zombies. First is going to be like, congratulations to Kevin Drew. Then it's going to be top 10 things that Kevin Drew should bring to Zombies. Top 10 things that we want from Kevin Drew. And it's just going to be the same cycle. Then a couple months from now, like I said, it's going to be, where's Zombie Chronicles 2? Why haven't Kevin Drew given us Zombie Chronicles 2? Then Black Ops 6 is going to get released. And it's going to be, this map is terrible. They wasted 3 years, and this is all we're getting is this map. And where's this? And where's that? Where's premise? They're just gonna start with the hate videos, because, like I said, with what's going on in Vanguard, is people aren't looking into the story. They're not bright enough. They're not intelligent enough to know what's going on. They're not looking for Easter eggs. They're not looking into the lore. They just, every single person on here, I guarantee you, probably don't even play Vanguard right now. They want to play nice. They're all going to play nice to make sure they get or try and get invited to Treyarch. And then when they don't get invited, then you're just going to start the hate videos and stuff like that. But, if some of them are genuine, that's nice. And I'm kind of scrolling through it fast, so I don't like stopping any names and try and make it seem like I'm trying to point out any particular thing. The only thing that I did want to point out, and I don't know who necessarily mentioned it, but again, about Zombie Chronicles 2, people are like, oh, let's get Zombie Chronicles 2 going for Cold War. I'm like, are you serious? Cold War ended a couple months ago. It's gonna take a couple months, if not years, to make a Zombie Chronicles. There's no way they're gonna make a Zombie Chronicles 2 for Cold War when it takes about a year, or at least a year, to make a Zombie Chronicles 2. And then by that time, we're gonna have a Modern Warfare. If anything, it's gonna happen in Vanguard, because Vanguard needs it. It needs all the help it can get. It needs all the love. Not necessarily for the old school toxic zombie YouTubers, but it needs, love from the people that are playing it, people that are appreciating it. Again, so that's pretty cool. Again, I can't wait to see, like, I almost want to, like, ignore all this, because I'm just gonna get more and more antsy. about like what's coming, you know, what's planned, and they can't do that. I mean, I have a general idea of what I think is coming. Like I mentioned, I wouldn't be surprised if Black Ops Cold War gets left on a cliffhanger and we just start a whole new story altogether. Um, Rarely nowadays do they continue the story, and I love, and I've mentioned that, and it's again what, like, I don't want to kind of sweep anything on the rug. I want to keep bringing it to the zombies community so they know is they need to. I like the fact, I would say, not that they need to. I like the fact that they continue, or they to be continued, or leave it on a cliffhanger, the last couple of zombies games and stuff like that. I kind of love that they intertwine it. I would love for them to start a new story and intertwine what we had in Cold War. Not necessarily continue it, but maybe start a whole new story, um, and somewhat loosely base it off of Cold War. Not necessarily get a continuation, because the only way people are going to get interested in looking to stuff is if they kind of leave it on a cliffhanger, because that's how I got interested in it. If you think back to Black Ops 3, is like people didn't know anything about, you know, impossible Easter eggs, had no clue how to figure stuff out. Um, and then, you know, kind of the end of the story got left on a somewhat of a cliffhanger until Black Ops 4 came around. People had some theories and stuff like that. But Black Ops 3 itself, um, I think it was supposed to be left on a cliffhanger, but I think what happened, obviously, with Black Ops 4 and the Chaos story, and like I said, man, that's almost like PTSD for me, and I don't even work for Treyarch, but like, man, to think of how hateful people are just to cash in and make money, the fact that they just crapped all over Black Ops 4, because the games are getting harder. Multiplayer is insanely more difficult than zombies. Like, some of these guys that are congratulating now, but they're the same ones that hate on the zombie devs and stuff like that. I can't imagine if they tried multiplayer. I'm really insanely good at multiplayer, and I can't even like touch some of these people in multiplayer that they're just so good. Plus, there's AI bots in multiplayer that spawn on you. The spawns are meant to like when you kill somebody, you go on a 3 game kill streak, a 3 kill streak in multiplayer. The game knows to spawn people on you to balance it out. You can't go. They don't want you going around the map now killing, like, have a 20 kill streak, 15 kill streak. The game knows that you're almost too good now, so they're gonna spawn 5 people on you. Then you're instantly gonna die. You watch any streamer that has a high KD and is good, the game just spawns. And it started with, I noticed it obviously with Fortnite. Once you were going on a streak, the game just starts spawning 10 people on you. It's 10 bots on you. They want to balance out the lobbies. Like, if some, I guess maybe, to be honest, it's what happened with skill-based matchmaking, where people were like dying on purpose to get into easier lobbies. Now they fixed that problem by spawning, you know, 5 people, 5 bots on you if you go on a kill streak, because I guess the game assumes that you reverse boosted. So now if you're going into a lobby thinking I'm gonna destroy everybody in this lobby, now the bots know to spawn on you when you're on a kill streak and stuff like that. That's a whole other story, and I probably shouldn't have brought it up. But again, a lot of people are congratulating him. Which is nice, but again, I almost want to screenshot some of these and see how hateful some of these people are going to be uh, when the new map comes around, when it's, you know, 2024, we haven't gotten Zombie Chronicles 2, all the hate videos. I'm surprised nobody really sprung up a video on YouTube. I think I might be the first one to actually make one about the news and stuff like that. So it's about a 20-minute rant. I'm going to end it there. I'll see you guys later.